I've decided that the only rational thing to do in the year 2020 is to have my cat pick my stock portfolio.
Okay, sounds kind of crazy, right? And okay, maybe it is. But what you need to know is that this idea was originally proposed by a Princeton University professor named Burton Malkiel, who stated in his best-selling novel, A Random Walk Down Wall Street, that a blindfolded monkey throwing darts at the financial pages could create a portfolio of stocks that would perform just as well as a portfolio carefully selected by the experts.
And that is when the CEO of Research Affiliate sprung into action to actually test this very idea. And in their findings discovered that the monkeys actually did not do as well as the experts. In fact, they did better. So at the end of the year, the professionals' average return of their portfolio was 8.6%, but the monkeys came in at a show-stopping 9.7%. Which leads me to the question, if a bunch of monkeys can fare better than the Wall Street elite, how about a cat? So armed with this very odd finding and the recent scars that have been recently dealt by the stock market and a very slick pitch from Collie the cat, we agreed to take on a similar venture. And like Research Affiliates, Collie the cat will be selecting at her own discretion 30 stocks from the RAFI 1000, which is a group of value-based companies. Some companies you know like Apple and Tesla, and others with rather catchy stickers like Hog and Power, the overly competitive A and AA, and the divine Zion and Caesar. But the actual selection process will need to be a little bit different than the monkeys, because as we quickly realized, Collie the cat couldn't throw a dart. So instead, we'd figured we'd make a near-perfect circle of 40 plates around Collie the cat, each with a bit of kitten kibble and a stock ticker from the RAFI 1000. And whenever Collie the cat feels she's done the necessary homework on the stock, she will go over and eat from that stock's plate. And once she eats from that plate, it will be added to our stock list, and bam! That stock will be added to my portfolio for an entire year. Leaving us with only one burning question left. How much to invest? How much I invest will be based in the same way that any hedge fund manager siphons funds from a potential client. Greed. Yes, seeing as Collie the cat has cast her absolute black cat spell over me, it is time for her to go in for the kill and siphon as much money from me as possible. And in order to efficiently do this, we have set up 3 bowls of sweet, sweet catnip, each bowl representing how much money she will be getting from me, with proportionally more catnip per bowl. So without further ado, let's just see how ferocious this feline can be with my finances. And she's off. And apparently not going in for the kill as much as we'd expect at first, but over time apparently not feeling embarrassed whatsoever, went for the second plate. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add those 2 plates together and put in a resounding $3,000. So without further ado, it is 9:30 in the morning Eastern time. The market is open. Let's pick some stock. Or not. Just like Collie, these videos can't run off of absolutely nothing. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you like learning about the insanity that is gaining wealth in America. And additionally, if you'd consider donating to the Humane Rescue Alliance, Collie the cat would really appreciate it, because that is where she was rescued from. They really are a great group, because with just a little help, she is now the Lion of Wall Street. Alright, and she is off starting with UNFI, United Natural Foods, which is a North American natural food wholesaler. And then she goes into KISS, which is Kohl's. Everyone knows Kohl's, the most stylish of brands at quite the steep discount. CXO, Concho Resources, which is a company engaged in finding hydrocarbon. Everyone be looking for those hydrocarbons, and that is the first round. Back to you, Bob. Now, in the upcoming picks, we have actually doubled the amount of stock tickers on the plate so that I am not indeed here for an entire week. It has been a while, though. And now for round 2. And then we got VLO, JLL, and CAH. VLO is Valero Energy. Hopefully that keeps its value, much unlike its currency. And then we got John Lang LaSalle, which is another commercial real estate branch. The competition for me. And then we come to CB, Chubb Limited, which is from Zurich, Switzerland. And they got, they got limited Chubb. And then we got Ford, everyone's favorite F-150. Here you go. We're going to sell that, and we're going to make me a whole lot of money, I hope. And then we have 2 more. PNR and TRN. We got Pentair, which is a water treatment company incorporated in Ireland again. Gotta love the Irish over here. And then we got Trinity Industries, which is an American industrial corporation that owns a variety of businesses which provide services to industrial energy, transport, and construction. Now, a lot of you might be wondering, is this just a completely ridiculous self-made ETF? Well, Yes and no. And now some of you might be wondering, okay, well, what is an ETF? Well, to put it very simply and very basically, an ETF is a collection of stocks that usually have some type of shared characteristic. Like they're all electric car manufacturers like Tesla and Nikola, or they're real estate development companies like DHI and KB Homes, or they're just all traded on the same index. And in a lot of ETFs, they will not just be common stock buys, which is what ours is. They will, in fact, especially if they're more aggressive, they'll also have options, they'll have puts, they'll do shorts. They won't just be common stock plays, and they'll swap out little things depending on the risk amount that they say they will be doing with you. And another big difference with a normal ETF is they are usually weighted ETFs, meaning if you are an electric car company and you have Tesla in there, you might have 30% of the entire portfolio actually be Tesla, and Nikola would be 3%. Whereas in our equally weighted ETF, if you will, every single stock is 3.3%. And this is actually where the monkeys pulled ahead. And the reason for that is we're using the RAFI 1000 group, okay? And what you need to understand about that specific group is that they are smaller cap stocks. They are smaller companies. They are not as big as Tesla, Disney, or Microsoft. And because they are smaller, but they are value-based stocks because of the RAFI 1000, they have a relatively better chance of higher percentage growth because they are smaller. And when you are smaller, percentage-wise, you are growing way faster. It's much easier to look bigger when you are small. And if you're already enormous, higher percentage growth is much harder to do. And that is the basic principle of why we're doing this at all.
Not to mention, our fee structures are completely different. ETFs have operating fees, which are usually quite low. And mine, well, she suckered me into 10% of the profits. So if there are profits in a year, Collie will be getting something very nice. So tune in for that. And furthermore, Collie has pledged to match her earnings at the end of the year, since giving to a shelter from whence she came gives her a warm, fuzzy feeling. And with all the plates once again set up, we are ready to go. Nope, Collie's done. And with the market closing and sunlight fading, let's take this opportunity to reflect on a human level as to why I'm doing this with this episode's introspective Fireside Chat.
Why am I doing this?
Well, by having a cat pick my stocks, I do lose a few things that drive most active traders and especially day traders completely insane, which is I get rid of the idea that I am in control of what happens to my stocks on a day-to-day basis. Because if the pandemic has shown me anything recently, it's that the real estate stock market is completely unpredictable as to what it will do on any given day. And Warren Buffett himself would actually agree. He even is quoted saying that normal people should not really engage in active trading because we just don't know enough about what's going on. But what if instead of trying to game the market every single day, we did something else? Inactive trading, where we don't just buy and sell stocks every day. What if we actually just held it for a year or many years to come? Well, that is shown to actually be much more profitable, especially when compared to the average new day trader's rate of return. But anyway, there is a lot of ways to make money in the stock market the way I'm doing it, which is why there's a whole lot of videos on investment in my channel. And I especially have a focus on real estate investment because you really can affect what will happen in a real estate investment, and you really can get better returns than the stock market doing it. So if you like that idea, just check out the rest of my channel, and please hit the like button. And with that said, I'd actually kind of like to just get this done. I mean, cats are nocturnal anyway. Let's turn up the heat. And now night mode for Collie's After Dark picks. And it looks like a whole lot of them are on the same plate. ODP, Office Depot. Don't get that mistaken with The Office. This company is way less funny. And then we got Hog, you know, the people that go ba, 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 with their motorcycles. And then we got BKI, Black Knight, which is financial services company and has a whole lot of tech. And then we got Fidelity National Financial. And then lastly, we have Donaldson Company, which is engaged in the filtration of air filters for the industry sectors, including commercial, industrial, aerospace, chemical, alternative energy, and pharmaceuticals. Back to you, Bob. And now I'm buying all the stocks on one of my Merrill Lynch Premium Elite accounts because I get 30 free trades a month, which is pretty clutch given I need 30 stocks to buy at only $100 a pop to make it to where I get to the $3,000 portfolio size, so the transaction fees would totally kill the returns if it wasn't free.
That said, you need to float at least 100K to pull this off, so I will suggest to you guys that you actually try out Webull because you will get 2 free stocks. Link in the description. Okay, so anyway, I had to get rid of stocks like CACI and AVGO because they were well over 300, but Colley rose to the occasion and picked a couple others. And as expected, these stocks are more small to medium cap stocks than large, so I think this portfolio is actually a pretty good representation of the idea we're going for here. And for the record, we're changing the account name from The Small to The Cat.
And bam! I just bought 30 stocks. I hope you're right. Yeah, you definitely did your homework. And in a future video, I will be going more in depth on Colley's stock picks. But in the meantime, since you guys did get here, I have a surprise for you guys who actually got this far. I made a video at the end of this. It's just for fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks.
Hit the like button. It will help me with the algorithm. That way, I can spread my propaganda around the world. Okay, fine. The first 100 people will get 2 free stocks.